welcome to the Student Like a Boss program. I am the creator, Mitch Fairchild. Glad you are here. A little bit about the program. What we do in the program is very simple. We teach you, teachers and parents, we equip you with the skills you need to teach your students how to become amazing graphic design or digital artists. Then we teach you how to teach your students how to sell the items that they create. In other words, take the designs they create and sell them on products like t-shirts, hoodies, phone cases, things like that. What we do in this program is very simple. We have 5 separate sections. First section is foundations. These are the things that we believe are most important for students to learn to better grasp what they're about to jump into. So it's going to talk about Google. Google is what we use. It's where we use Google Suite, using Google Drive, we're using Google Drawings. We're going to show students how to access this. Of course, how to set up a Google account if they don't already have one. If they have one, they're ahead of the game. Then we'll go into Redbubble. Redbubble is a platform we use to sell our art on. On Redbubble, you upload your design. Redbubble puts your designs on things like t-shirts, hoodies, phone cases, clocks, mini skirts, leggings, pillows, bedspreads, and the list goes on and on. They do charge for shipping, and they charge for printing, of course. And then whatever's left over, the students get the rest. So usually it's around 20%. So say you have a shirt that sells for 20 bucks. Redbubble will take out for their shipping and printing, and that leaves students with about 20% of whatever the cost was coming in from the customer. Obviously, if they sell a shirt for $20, they're gonna get $4 for that. So what we do is we teach students how to set that account up. Now, it's very important that you know, this is for teachers. Obviously, parents, if you're teaching your kids, you're ahead of the game. But for teachers, if you're teaching your kids how to set up Redbubble, it's very important that you understand that parents are responsible for setting up the banking information. You want nothing to do with the banking information. And as a parent, I don't want my kid's teacher having anything to do with my banking information. So you can help them set the account, but when it comes to the banking information, that is all the parents. That's why it's so important that parents get involved. Plus, when parents are involved, they can help with the students when they're at home working on projects and they need ideas for Christmas or for Halloween or for whatever season it is, or if they're working on a personal project for Aunt Sally's birthday. Mom and Dad are there to give them input for that. Parent involvement in this program is extremely important. So, the Student Like a Boss program was created in my classroom many years ago. I was working in East Austin at a Title I school. And I had a lot of students that just were not doing the work at home that I was assigning. So when I asked them, hey, why aren't you doing your homework? I would get things like, well, I had to keep my little sister, my little brother, my mom and dad were at work all night. So I was in charge of taking care of them, and I really just didn't have time to do your work. I'm sorry. Or sometimes I had to go to work as soon as I got out of school, and these are talking like 16, 17, 18-year-old kids. I had to go to work as soon as I got out of school, and I didn't get home till midnight. And so I didn't have time to do homework. That's the type of students I was dealing with, and I still deal with to a certain extent. And it was heartbreaking to hear those stories. So I just got it in my mind, I'm gonna help these families do all I can to help them bring in some extra income and take some stress off of those kids, because those kids were very stressed. It wasn't just my classes they were falling behind in, it was all classes. And it was because they had to help the family in ways that normally students don't have to help families. So I created the Student Like a Boss program to teach these students not only graphic design skills, but then how to take those skills and use them to make some side income through print on demand, which is what we call the process of sending or uploading our designs to a platform and then them shipping it out on t-shirts, hoodies, all that stuff to customers around the world. It's been a blessing. It has been a blessing, and it's the students who put in the hardest work, obviously, that are going to see the biggest results, and it's phenomenal. And when I was at that school, it was mainly students who were low income, strapped for cash, and they were succeeding because they needed the income, and mom and dad were helping them do that. And so it's not only about the student, it's also about the parents. So it's very important that this is a family curriculum. So what I suggest is always contacting and open that communication line with parents. And now, as teaching the parents is just as important as teaching the students. All of the lessons I teach my students in class, I send to my parents via email. I give them a link to my YouTube that I've gone and created the lesson for, and they can go in there and learn the exact same lesson that their students are learning. And parents are opening stores, and parents are helping students open their stores, and parents and students are opening stores together. It's amazing, is what it is. So I encourage you to take a deep dive into this. It's a wonderful program. It can impact your school, but more importantly, it can impact the families of your students and their families in a positive way. So take a look around. Start here in Foundations. Learn the basics of Google and how to teach your students the basics of Google and what they'll need for this program. And then Redbubble, the basics of Redbubble. And then we will dive into just the basics of Google Drawings. Google Drawings is the software that we use to design. When I started this program, I did not want my students paying a huge amount of money for software. They couldn't afford it. They couldn't afford, the big name software that people usually use for graphic design. But each of them had access to Google. So with Google, I just happened to come across Google Drawings. I'd already taught my students how to create designs in PowerPoint because the school I worked for wanted me to teach graphic design as a lesson, as a unit, but they didn't give me any graphic design software. So I quickly learned to do stuff inside PowerPoint, and then when I discovered Google Drawings, it's very similar. So it was really easy to transfer that knowledge from PowerPoint to Google Drawings, and now I teach students how to make amazing designs on Google Drawings. So we will do a deep dive into that. One of the lessons here in Foundations is the basics of Google Drawings. Make sure you go over it so that you can teach your students the basics of Google Drawings. And as always, if you're not comfortable with teaching the lesson, that's totally fine. This is for parents and for teachers. Simply put us on big screen or put a link in your teacher webpage and let the students just watch it, and then they can go back and forth and pause it and go back and forth as needed. If you have any questions, please reach out to us and let us know. We're here to help you. Until the next video, have a blessed day.